whatever it's called. And we need more information on it. So that's what this is for.
There's a study going on in Pennsylvania right now. It's got Dr. David Brown. He has environmental. He was from Cornell, but he has other degrees and everything. And it's regarding compressor stations, and they're finding, so far, it's going to come out like in a couple of weeks, but they're finding like worse stuff by compressor stations than if you were at the drill site.
Okay. So it's been, motion been made and seconded. Any more talk? And we'll take a vote on it. All in favor of the resolution?
Aye.
Carried. Okay. And another, I guess we're, down here it is if you wanna. And last month, or no, it's been 3 or 4 months since we brought up the local law about governing sale, application, and disposal of waste associated with oil and natural gas exploration. We have copies of it here, if anybody wants a copy. Yes?
What's the realistic noise volume of the compressor from, say, a mile away to them?
Depends on who you talk with and what compressor station. My wife and I and Lisa went to
Pennsylvania.
Demick, Pennsylvania, and they were 50 to 60 outside the fence. You know, that was outside the, 200, 300 feet from the building.
Decibels?
Decimals, yes. And how, a mile away, I couldn't tell you. Our town board went to Hancock, announced, they had a meeting, they had a tour put on, and they saw decimals of 20 some outside the building.
20, something like 5 feet from the door.
Outside the building.
90 to 100.
And there was concern that it was they had turned it down so it wasn't running as high. So Bill Young and I went down before the last meeting, and I couldn't get the decibel meter to work, but we were there, and what I could describe it as, we were outside the fence, so another 200-300 feet from the compressor unit, and it was like my defroster on my vehicle on medium, and that's all the noise we heard. And I'm not sure if the new ones are, I'm sure the new ones are quieter. The one in Pennsylvania, we went to 2 big ones at least, or 2 good sized ones. One was being upgraded to a bigger one, I guess it's the start of the Constitution pipeline is what I understood. And that was the one that was about 60 decibels. And the other one we were parked, we got onto the site, matter of fact, because the gate was open. And they had like a 12-foot fan to cool it or whatever. And that thing, that's where the noise was on that one. Because we didn't hear it far away. We pulled it right up within 50 feet of the fan, and that's all you could hear is that fan running. So, I mean, I can't tell you how loud that one was. That was a fairly new one. Now, I don't know, but what we found, going to Hancock is where we went, and if anybody wants to go down to that compressor station, I'll lead you the way. And I did find it, or we found it anyway, didn't we, Bill?
Yeah.
Now I have a better idea.
We went up the wrong road a couple of times because there are 2 streets that are almost the same name.
Right. One's Hungry Hill and one's Hungry
I
Hills,
found it
whatever.
on the map after I got home.
Yeah. But it took us, we had about a 6-hour venture that day because we didn't know where the hell we were going. And I thought it was simple, but it wasn't.
I think you said it was Pittsburgh was the one closest with the size that we're getting.
That's one of the questions I asked the Kinder Morgan guy. Where is the closest one? Could he find out? And I'll see him tomorrow night. I'll probably see him tomorrow afternoon too. But I'll see him tomorrow night, and if he can give me any information, I don't want to take a day, a 2-day trip, but it might be interesting to, if it's 2-3 hours, I consider going and getting some noise levels.
We have the road directions. It wouldn't take us any longer than it did last time.
That's right. Okay, Bill, that's enough. But yes, Mike.
That resolution, I think, sort of reminds me what Como did with fracking. He was for fracking, and he laid it into the DEC, delayed it, I as a larger landowner, that didn't have leases was glad that eventually, because I think he knew the prices were gonna collapse, I don't think anybody that had a lease would wanna be involved with fracking right now
Right.
at these prices. So I don't think anybody in this town that had the oil or gas lease would wanna be involved with it at these prices, but I can only speak for myself, because it's so depressed, it's not even worth it. So I think if you weigh them out, like it's planning on doing, I think you might get the decision we all need to hear.
What's that?
I don't know.
Okay. Okay, I thought you had something.
But I do have something else, I don't know if I should bring it at the end of the meeting, because it has nothing to do with this.
Well, we've been covering other subjects. Go ahead, Mike.
I was playing Taurus like 2 weeks ago, went into Oneonta, and I was at a diner, and they were talking about Wi-Fiing the town of Oneonta. I don't know if anybody knows about that they're gonna put a tower up and put Wi-Fi throughout the town. Is that something we would be interested, because we had this discussion about Treadwell
Yep.
not having any, I offered a site that I would hope you would consider,
Right, right.
because I know it covers more of the town, it was the primary spot. But is that something the town of Franklin would be thinking about if we're going to move into at least the 21st, is it, or 22nd century?
Yeah, something.
Whatever, I know we all wanna stay in the 18th century, but,
Oh, 19th,
that's something
yeah.
the town would think about,
Right.
and that lot is available.
Okay, well,
It works.
I can call JNS, which we have our cell tower through, to see if anything has improved on the situation of looking for towers.
Oneonta is supposed to, I mean, I heard these guys talk about they're going to Wi-Fi the whole town
The whole town.
with the tower. And I know my hearing's good yet.
Well, that would, it'd be a better return on Oneonta than here, I think, on any, if you did Treadwell alone,
Well,
the numbers, it's another numbers game, what pays back.
Right.
Right. But it'd be something, if somebody has any information on it, I can call about the cell towers, because that was
Yeah, I
one
got
of the
his
big
number too.
concerns.
We
And
did
see if
this
there's any movement on something like that. I would
Yeah.
hope cell service first, would be the first thing, and then go from there, but, okay. Okay, and then, I don't know if has everybody seen this local law? We'd like to have a public meeting next month on it, I believe. On any, the county's got copies here, if you wanna pick up copies to read it and see if it's something you like, what you don't like about it. The public hearing next month. I would, what's our meeting next month, 5th? Yeah, the 5th of May, right? Okay. And actually, what I'd like to see is have the public hearing at 7, and the meeting to take off as soon as the public hearing's done, start right on town business instead of a 5-minute public hearing and nothing. Yes,
What was that?
on the local law number 1 about the waste, keeping waste out of the town. A local law governing the sale, application, and disposal of waste associated with oil and natural gas exploration, extraction, and storage activities. But county has copies here, if anybody wants to have a copy, you're more than welcome to it, and I'm sure we can make more if we need more. But that's the town of Andes was the first one to adopt it, I believe, and that's where I got it from. And so that's where we got it, and it sounds like a no-brainer. I mean, we're not gonna, as a town, I know we're not gonna use it anyway, but, you don't know where storage and all that can be, it's a simple, I hope it's simple, law that, just, I know our attorney said, every town in Delaware County should do it. It's just something that's, generic across the board, just to control it. So, do we have a motion to have a public hearing next month on the 5th at 7 o'clock? You're, made the motion?
I'll second it.
Dave seconded? All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Okay, that's, now, I think we're gonna go with Mark now. I've held you off long enough.
First off, last month we brought up about the security, so much of security with smoke detectors, heat detectors, that type of thing for the building. And ZS Security out of Bovina, it's the one that I contacted. He did the firehouse up here for us.
Oh, okay.
And his proposal, and of course it was installation of the control panels, smoke heat detectors in the offices, hallways, meeting rooms, break room, closet, bathrooms, record room, heat detectors in the boiler, boiler room, garages and attics, manual pull stations at all exit doors, horn strobes in the meeting room, hallway break, and in the garages. All exposed work would be done in EMT conduit, not so much in here. You could hide it in the walls, but out in the garage and stuff where we have all the steel. And then monitoring would be provided through the internet connection as a primary, and cellular as a backup communication for $34.95 a month, with a yearly system inspection at $400 a year. The two outside buildings could have added heat and pull stations through wireless links, but that would be like $2,567. The alarm panel is combustion, fire, burglary, and that would be no additional charges. So if down the line you wanted to put it all as for break-ins and stuff, okay. His fee was $10,665. $10,665. I know it sounds like a lot, but I want you to think about this. Just this year, so far in New York State, it's been 7 highway garages that burnt to the ground. Lost all their equipment. One of them was a building they moved into within 2 weeks and didn't put an alarm system in. If you guys seen that one in Candor. I don't know if any people were involved, like the fire department was when we went to Trout Creek, and that they lost everything. And that set them back for a long time. Weren't properly insured too, but so something.
Is there any insurance breaks if we do something like this?
I believe so. And that's one thing Jeff and I had talked to JR. He does want to meet with us within the next few days. But that'd be one of the questions that we would really come after him on.
So you said that would be monitored through an internet connection or cellular for backup. It's gonna be hardwired to the firehouse.
Probably go
Automatically
we're
trigger?
gonna try to do it through 911.
Okay.
That's one thing that
So it would automatically go.
I didn't get a chance to talk to him completely that day. Just as we were starting to finish up, he got a phone call and his dad had a heart attack.
Right.
So I have not had a chance to really sit down and talk to him about how that connection would be, because that was one of the things that really bothered me. I don't know if you knew, but Trout Creek's fire had another fire in their building. And come to find out, nothing was hooked to 911 with their new alarm system.
Oh.
And that was because they could save $200 a month. So, the lightning strikes once, sometimes it hits twice, and it did. So that's be one of the things. I mean, I'm not saying you gotta do this tonight, but I'll talk to him, find out just how that.
Does something like that have to go to bid?
Hmm?
That's that much money, does that have to go to bid? Is there or get quotes from other companies?
Yeah, I can get quotes from other companies. It'll be about $5,000 to $6,000 higher than that.
Really?
Yeah, because our firehouse was, we found out, and then I talked to different places and the different companies around here quite a bit.
Now this figure is tied into 911?
That's what I want to
You'll
find out,
find
make
that out.
sure
Okay.
that this is,
Find that out, right?
You
sometimes,
can tie that into a bunch of different places,
yeah.
Right,
whether you
But
want
it'd
to
be
call
more money
you
now.
or Mark or whoever
right.
at the same time.
If you do like ADT and some of those, it's like almost double that, and then their fees are more. You know, one of the companies, I won't say that.
Fees don't sound bad, it's initial cost.
Yeah.
Does that include the monthly charge? Does that include that monthly
Monthly goes on top of this.
on top? Right, so this is just a one-time deal.
Yeah,
to
this is for
put
the
in
installation,
system.
all the equipment.
And then there's the
Monthly
monthly of it,
Right, on top of that.
and then the annual.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
We have nothing now, right?
no.
Can't move into a house without fires.
The only reason we got smoke detectors in here is because when they put that in there, the funding come from cooperative extension.
That's it right there. That's it right there.
So I'll find out a couple more things about this, but I want you to
Yep.
just be aware of where we're trying to go with that.
Yep.
Garage doors, hopefully, he said when weather breaks, he's gonna be here. Figured
I
once
said first part of April, it should be here.
Okay.
City apartments, go take care of first.
get yours done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have
was one of the
you run into them yet?
That was one of the things we were questioning was, you know, how long it's gonna take to get stuff
Yeah.
done. Cause I'm not gonna sit around here all night when the door's open, can't get it
Oh,
down.
yeah.
All right, whole bunch of stuff here, so. Need approval for the rental on the grader. It's gonna be $4,500 this year, and that did include, the trucking for the rental, during the month of June. So, we were at 43, I believe, last year, it's up a couple hundred, but. the
We
truck-
truck it, right? Or did they truck it, or?
Said trucking came with that, right, Jamie?
That's what the one company told me, that they're bidding it with trucking.
So you want a motion on that one first?
Please.
Is there any more discussion on it? We have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Company.
Ably, right, Jamie? Or Beck?
Legally or backstay with both,
Both within,
whoever has one available, you know.
yeah, both within a
Able to use the other?
back.
Back.
Easy.
Thank you.
One of the things that three things that I'm gonna bring up. It's gonna be pickup truck, dump body, and talk about equipment. But, Paul gave me the figures tonight, and doing the work on the FEMA stuff that we did last summer, and some of the projects that we gotta finish out, we're gonna get back $138,000. I would, plus.
We've already gotten it.
Yes. Yep. It's already been approved back here, which is kind of unbelievable with FEMA. In the equipment budget, we have $144,000, which I would like to look into getting another pickup to replace one of ours that we have now, one of the dualies.
A pickup or a dually?
Dually,
Do you want to get another dually or you want to get a pickup?
dually.
Okay.
Yep, want to do away with one of the Chevy dualies there. We were looking at them, we got a 2003 and a 2006. Right now, we think the 2003 is better than the 6, and then we would put that up for auction, get that one. I think it's gonna be in that $50,000 range for another dually. I'm gonna explore whether it be Chrysler or Ford.
Not Chevy?
The Chevy is so low on gross vehicle weight, you can only get them up to like 12,000. Where these, while the Ford was at 21, and then after we got it, they actually had changed it up to 22,000 GVWs.
Did they fix their air cleaner issues?
I think that's gonna be an issue with them all. And what we did with the one we got here is we changed it on aftermarket. And that seems to be, it's got more heat around it all the time, seems to melt the stuff before it gets inward. And it's that K&N filter, so we can clean it, wash it, re-oil it.
Does that if you change the air cleaner, does that void any warranty on the motor?
Let's put it this way, we ended up with none on the last one.
I know, but I'm just saying, you know, there's no sense.
The one thing that guy kept saying when you and I were talking to him,
Right.
he said he thought that it needed a different. What I've been hearing from Smith Ford was same thing. He thought it needed completely different. And they said, when I talked to them up there, if we could have got it in there, but they told us we couldn't
Right,
get it in
right,
for weeks.
Right.
He said they would have probably worked with that and said nothing about that, so. Kind of, sounds like I'm sidestepping you. No, I'm not. It's just, I don't know, you know, if they would.
Have you heard anything good about the Dodges? You were talking to Chrysler.
Yeah,
I mean,
I've heard good things.
have they had any issues with air cleaners and, you know,
Some.
you know, pumps and stuff getting blown or whatever?
Yes,
They've had problems too.
yep, and I think it's the nature of the beast. It's just, turbos are so big, there's like so much air, you know, it's just trying to pull that through them, the filtering system. So it's definitely, look at it a little more, you know. And I've been asking a lot of questions, believe me, it's, but we need to get that updated. Box for another 10-wheeler we'd like to do, another stainless steel one, upgrade one of the ones that I was gonna switch over and repair this winter. Really beat it up pretty bad. It's not
Trucks that.
35, the one in Troy, runs there. And,
One of the Volvos then.
yeah, we took that box, that's the one that come off Jamie's, because we were putting the new one on there, and then we were gonna fix the corners, but now we're starting to see, it's gonna take a lot of money to fix that, and it's really not worth it, because where the chain rides and that stuff, all the struts in there shot, and we thought we could save that. So, Jamie's been working on some pricing and stuff, and it's, whichever type of box we're gonna go with, high side's gonna be probably 42, down to like 39,
Is that what about the same as what we have out here now?
different.
Different.
It's gonna, what it's gonna be is, it would be the same as the one that's on 35 right now, rear dump, rear discharge. Paul and Bubby have made out pretty good with them, but we think, we kind of like our rear discharge ones a little better for sanding, especially when it gets really icy. You know, you can drop off the mountain, you know, not have nothing there, you know, like that. And then when they spin out, you have nothing behind you, you know, especially like with Paul, like going Sherman Hill, some of those places, backside of Blue's School. Once it breaks away, you know, with a front discharge, you're kind of out there on your own. So stay with the stainless steel with this, stay with the same size, so we could swap it around on the trucks. You know, if that truck goes bad, we can go, you know, upgrade that. Those are the two main things right now.
Now this 144,000
Yep.
we've had, is that,
There's
how
39.
much is that out of the FEMA money?
No,
No.
None of it.
that's all the equipment.
That's been in the equipment fund, it's not
Yes,
something
the-
that's been, some of the FEMA money that's been channeled to the equipment fund? No, okay.
No, that's
That's
all.
not part of the 130-some thousand or
The
whatever you
FEMA
said.
is the 138. First, start with the 144. That's the equipment. Tonight, the box that's going on Jamie's truck went through,
Oh, okay.
so that's
That's-
subtracted out of there.
It hasn't been yet.
No, tonight it's going to be. So
Right.
it's 144 less 39.
Minus 39, so it's 105 then instead of 144.
Right.
Okay,
And then
give us some, right
Yep.
up.
Then the FEMA money is 138,000. So I get, when it started out, that was a grand total of 282,000 roughly. Took the box out, we're down to 243,000. So now comes the third part. Ever since we started doing projects in '06 and stuff. So everybody knows, we paid for 3 excavators in that process. I'd like to see us buy an excavator. We could use that all the time. Like last summer, we ended up renting through the CHIPS program. Some of it, we ended up doing FEMA projects, and we've got one FEMA project's over $65,000 to do on Chamberlain Hill, that we could buy an excavator, do our project with, and have it out of this FEMA money and some of the money that's left over in the equipment fund. So what we did was, Jamie and I have been going around. Jamie's been trying to get some pricing together and been calling everybody. We've been going out and looking at machines. And the machines that we usually rent, 35,000 pound machine, prices are in that pretty much 170 range, 175,000 range. So, whether it's Cat, Cabelco, John Deere is actually not with all the options, is on the lower side. That one was one that
Is that new?
brand new.
Does the state have a bid on this? Does the state have a bid on this?
Would be
Is there a state bid on John it? Deere and Cabelco, I believe Cat are all through that
the
NJP bid. They go through.
So that is all state bid then?
it's municipal bidding, basically,
Yeah.
and they give you a break in it. And you know, some of the putting on some options and stuff. Wanted to put ditch bucket, thumb. The Cabelco we looked at has actually a 6-way blade on it. So like if it's by itself, it can grade stuff off on its own, you know, without having to have another machine there and stuff. Cat, Cabelco, and those guys said they can actually do better when it comes to new stuff because they can get breaks to get it down. If you go out and buy something comparable within a couple of years, it's going to cost us about the same money. This way you get all the warranties right from the start. Well, it sounds like a lot of money, but it's going to be something that's going to
money.
well, you know,
Right.
who would
The
have thought?
$4,000 a month doesn't sound so bad right now.
But this, to give you an idea, ever since Paul and I have been working on all these FEMA projects and trying to get the money back, this is where we were going. We were trying to make some money to pay off, make the roads better, do that stuff, upgrade equipment. And right here's why, you know, this is where we're going. Trying to upgrade the equipment and get stuff that we could have every day. Nice thing about the excavator, it's pretty much, you can use it whenever. We got it here. We do a lot of pipe work, we do a lot of bank stabilization type of stuff. And look around, pretty much every township around us, and most of them are smaller than we are, has done this. It's gone to an excavator just because it's convenient, helps out.
It's big enough to do any pipe you would wanna do. You would
Yes.
be looking at renting a bigger one for certain jobs or anything
It
like
might
that.
be for like big pipe, but most of them, like if it's come down through in the FEMA projects and stuff, we've tried to go to box culverts where we're gonna, you know, bid them out anyways. You know, most of the time, we're gonna be at, you know, those 5-foot, 6-foot pipes, and we can do that. We actually, with the one that was this size, did the one up by Boyles is there. It's almost, you know, over a 10-foot pipe with that size machine.
So we don't have enough money actually in the equipment fund to buy that.
With the, probably not gonna buy all of these right at one time, I understand, but we can get some of the options down. These are budgetary figures.